Hey guys, what's going on? Stormrider36 here, and today I have a video about my story. Now, I've told bits and pieces of this story multiple times, but today I'm actually going to tell the full story of why I'm into YouTube, why I am where I am today, and the reason I'm doing this is for a very specific reason, and it's because of something that I'll get into a little bit later. But so let's start out with the fact that my parents are divorced. Some of you know this, some of you don't. You know, the people who know me, they know that. I tell them it's not a big deal. But people who don't know me in person don't know that. So I had, years where my dad wasn't there because the divorce wasn't bad, but it's like it left us all in really hard positions. So I had like 2 years where I only saw my dad for dinner, and then I started living with him, and that was good for a while. Then I actually went through major depression when I was in high school. Now, a lot of people don't really, I don't know how to say this without being like rude. I'm not trying to be rude. A lot of people underestimate depression. It's a lot stronger than people think it is. And it's not as easy as just, do stuff that you like and you're over it. It's actually something that people need help with, and people need other people to be there for them. And so I went through major depression. I was in it for 5 years, to be honest, without anybody trying to help me and everything. I went through every day, being miserable. I went through every day not wanting to be alive. I went through every day thinking I was worthless, thinking I was, stupid, ugly, all the bad stuff, because when you're depressed, you think that you're literally worse than garbage. And it's hard for you to see yourself in any other light. I still have that problem that I don't think I am ever good enough. But, it's hard for you to judge yourself on that because, that's a judgment that other people would make, not you. So it's very difficult. But yeah, so I went through major depression, which a lot of people that aren't outside of my family don't actually know that I went through and still am battling depression. A lot of people would think that, why would you tell people that? Why would you make a video about this? That's just because, it's a part of me. I can't escape it, but it's not gonna mean I'm gonna be like depressed in videos. It's not gonna mean I'm gonna let my depression not make me post videos. That's the whole reason why I started doing YouTube, was to get out of depression, because the whole time I was depressed, YouTube was my go-to. YouTube was the reason I kept going, because I wanted to see the videos, I wanted to see the series, and I wanted to do it, but the depression was holding me back, because I was like, I could never do that, no one would ever like me. And now that I'm pretty much past depression, it feels really good to just do it. In the words of Shia LaBeouf, just do it. It means a lot to me that, I have friends that are supporting me through all of this. It means a lot to me that my family is actually supporting me in this. And it means a lot to me that a lot of you people that don't even know who I am are supporting me in this. Like, I said this in the thank you video I did a few days ago, or a week ago, or whatever it was, but you guys can't even fathom what you guys do for me. Like, it probably means more to me than someone who has, make a living off of YouTube, because of the fact of where I have come from. And it's not even the fact that my life was bad, my dad, we're upper middle class, so it's like my dad owns his own business. My mom was able to be a stay-at-home mother. It's like that's not why I was depressed. I got depressed because of the fact that, I started sticking up for the kids that were always bullied. The people that were into Pokemon, people that were into Yu-Gi-Oh. When you were in like 6th grade, when you were supposed to be cool and not into that stuff anymore, I actually stood up for them because I was into that stuff. And then that's when my whole world shifted. I was one of the popular kids. I played sports. I was athletic. I had girls that liked me, the crush in elementary school when girls would chase you around the playground because they liked you. But, and then I started to realize, excluding these kids, excluding these people because of what they like is stupid. Because I like that stuff. Like, why am I excluding them when I still like that stuff? So I started to become friends with them. And then people started to outcast me because they were like, you're friends with them? And I was like, yeah, I was. And then they were like, well, we don't want to be friends with you. So they left me high and dry, started making fun of me, all the great stuff kids do to each other. So that's really when it started to set in And then middle school just took it to a whole nother level. I got majorly bullied in middle school, and that really threw me for a loop. And the one time I fought back against the bully, I got detention for it, so that didn't really help. But at the same time, fighting back against the bully in that kind of a way isn't a good idea. Always just tell somebody that someone's bullying you, because like I just said, fighting back never ends up very well, because of the fact that the bully's well versed in being able to do stuff and get away with it, while you as a good person aren't, so you're gonna get caught for it. So I mean, that should really speak volumes about bullying and everything. And I've already made a video on that, and I hate bullying, but go check that video out if you really want to hear something about that. But back to my whole life story, apparently. So middle school, bullied, depression, friends with the kids that didn't have any friends because of the fact that, it's not right to judge people based on what they like, especially if you like it. It was hypocritical, and I didn't want to be that way. So then we move on to high school, and new people, mostly knew me. Some rumors came with me, but a lot of them weren't, so that was pretty good. And then I played football, so I had a lot of friends in the football team and everything. Then I played basketball. But then, something changed in me. I can't really pinpoint the exact time that something just clicked where I was like, I'm done. I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to be alive. I don't want to play sports. I don't want to do well in school. I just want to come home, play video games, that's it. And I mean, I still do that, but at least now I'm actually happy doing it, not just masking depression doing it. But yeah, so video games were my fallback. Video games were the only thing that made me actually happy. And then I had a bunch of pets. I had 6 pets, so I couldn't leave because I thought no one would take care of them. They were the reason I didn't commit suicide, because of the fact that I thought no one would take care of them, which is stupid because somebody would. But I'm happy I thought that now, because I'm happy I'm here and I don't want to go anywhere anymore, which is really good. So that's so that was freshman year. Sophomore year, I quit all of my sports and didn't do any extracurricular activities. Just went to school and went home. Masked it by talking to people, having friends. It's really difficult to pinpoint somebody with depression, because we get so good at hiding it that sometimes we can even hide it from ourselves. Like when you would go out in public, you might not feel it there, but you know that you're gonna feel it later, but you ignore it and you leave it in the back, which is not a good thing. And then junior year, same thing, didn't really do much. I had girlfriends in this time and blah, 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 high school relationships that don't last very long. I won't get into those. And then more and more rumors came up about me, as senior year started coming out. And people started to attack me because, in previous years, people had said there's no, they would always have dirt on somebody, that they could always get that person to do something for them because of something that they knew. But nobody knew anything about me, which, is a good thing and a bad thing. Good thing because there's no rumors. Bad thing because that really means you don't have any close friends. And that really, made me think, wow, I really don't have any close friends. This sucks. High school sucks and I hate it. But, looking back on it now, hindsight's 2020, I really had a great high school experience, and I really, the parts that were good, and depression kind of masks a lot of that. So, but the reason that I'm making this video is because of the fact that high school is when you grow the most as a person, and I feel like I didn't grow. It kind of, instead of growing me, kind of shrunk me to minuscule size, and now I feel like I'm missing a piece of me, and this is going to be nonsense rambling for some people who have never had this happen, but it feels like there's a hole that I have to fill in. There's something I'm not doing that I know I want to do, but I don't know what it is, and I have to find it, and no one else can help me find it. I can only help. But it's hard, and it's I've been trying for almost a year now to find that thing, and I can't. So I don't know. I'm still looking. I'm not going to give up because I'm too far along now to give up. But, so senior year came along, super depressed, didn't really do much. Suicide encroached on me. And then I started getting help, actually. I finally cracked down, told my dad that I was depressed, and he did everything he could to help me. And then we told my family, my mom and my 2 sisters. They were surprised, and I told everybody, I was like, I didn't expect you guys to think I was depressed because of the fact that I tried to hide it, because you don't want to accept the fact that you have depression. I actually self-diagnosed in a psychology class as a junior, which is kind of funny, because we went through a unit on depression and psychology, and lo and behold, it seemed like I had it. So that was a great revelation having school. But so I started getting help over that junior year summer. Yeah, the summer between junior and senior year, I started getting help. Now and then senior year I was, pretty up and down. Was it senior year? I think it was senior year that I actually got arrested, mental health arrest. One of my friends, I put air quotes on that because I didn't really have any friends in high school. I regret that. That's my fault. But I actually got a mental health arrest, which is where you literally get arrested, brought to a hospital, and then psych evaluated for hours. So that sucked ass. But that happened. And I've been up and down ever since. College kind of threw me for a loop because I never really wanted to go to college, but I forced myself to move into a college, and then I had a mental breakdown, wanted to commit suicide, and then I came back home, and now I'm at community college, and I'm very happy about that. But that's so I'm trying to find a piece of me, and that's why the content's been a little bit lackluster lately, I have to admit. That's why. And I'm really upset I don't have more time to talk about this. If you guys want me to talk more about this in another video, I will. And this isn't supposed to be for pity or anything. This is just to explain myself, and I actually want to just talk about it because, keeping it in doesn't help. It feels good to talk about it. But thank you all so much for watching. I hope that if you made it to this point, you care, and thank you for caring. And thank you to everybody who helped me in this hard time. This has been Storm Rider 36, and I'll see you all